What's up, mother?
Quackers. Today we have died, and we are zombies.
No, we're not.
Oh, we are.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are.
We're alive.
Um,
I'm alive. I don't know if he's alive. I think he's alive. What? What are you doing? Are you like kissing the mic?
Yeah.
It's not even picking it up.
Oh.
Yeah, it's totally picking
Okay.
it up.
Wait. Okay. Today we're gonna be talking about things we don't like, or things we don't like the feeling of, or things that people do to us that we don't like
Weird camera
specifically.
angle.
Or yeah. So, do you want to go first? Let me go first.
You go first because you've got such a
I have-
stupidly long list.
I have such a stupidly long list. Okay, so let's start off with first things first. I don't like my hands being wet. Like, it's a little bit more specific than that, but I don't like if I'm like washing my hands, I have to dry them to where they're like dead bone dry in between every finger and like everything, because I don't like my hands being like wet. But like if I'm taking a shower or bath or pool or something like that, it's fine.
It's dumb because if he touches something wet and like the rest of him is still dry, if he like touches something like damp, he has to dry his hands.
I do. Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? I don't know why.
It's so weird.
It's quite weird. With the water thing, I also don't like the feeling of Q-tips when my hands are wet. Like the feeling of Q-tips, like the
The cotton or
not the
whatever it
cotton,
is.
the stem part. I don't like that when my hands are wet.
It's just paper.
Switched. I don't know.
What?
I don't like it. Paper's fine, I think. But
That's what Q-tips are. They're just rolled paper.
Well, it's something. It's different. I don't know. That's my things.
Interesting.
What about you?
Things I don't like. I don't like people touching me. I hate you.
I didn't
I
even
don't know.
touch
It's
you.
not. It's not like. It's not like. It's not as bad as like you. It's just I don't like it. It's a more of a preference than a like my body instinctually like won't physically let me do it. Like I can shake hands with people and I can fist bump people and whatever. I don't like hugs. It's just something I don't like. It's not necessarily something that I physically can't do. Like you physically like you can't control your body when your hands are wet. You have to dry them.
I do. Yes.
Like I can force myself to give someone a hug. Like
the one time you told me that when somebody touches you, it feels like there's spider webs that you have to wipe off.
pretty much.
That's pretty. That makes sense.
I also don't like the feeling of spider webs on me.
So do you think that correlates with that? You think like run into a spider web as a kid and you're like and you're just traumatized?
No.
That makes sense.
Your turn.
My turn. I probably should have put this in the same category, but I don't like my feet being wet. Like if there's something like
Yeah, that should have been in the same category.
it should have been. Oh, we'll do this and I'll do another one. Like if there's like stuff in my toes, like in between my toes, I don't like it. I have to dry them off like my feet. But like I can stand like if my feet are like wet, like if I put my foot into a pool and get out, I'll be fine until they dry.
Okay.
But like if it's like a splash or something like that, I don't like it. I have to dry it off.
Interesting.
Same thing, not same thing, but also with my feet. If I could push this button right now. If something's in between my toes, like if I walk and like a stick is in between my toes, I genuinely freak out and I lose my mind for a second. And I like, oh frick, and I like have to get it out real quick, or I start tripping out. I don't know why, but I start tripping out.
Okay.
It's like I don't know. It's like claustrophobic.
So you just have like sensory issues.
I think so. I think it's like claustrophobic, but like if your toes were. Yeah.
What? That makes no sense.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
The way I react is like if I was claustrophobic and I was in a tight space, but something in between my toes.
So you just have in between your toes phobia
Yeah, my toes phobia
and wet hands phobia.
and wet hands phobia.
Okay.
The same thing doesn't apply to my hands though. Like if I put my hands in water, if I'm like I don't know, I had to dry them off. It kind of I guess it depends. Like if I'm like doing something in the water, if I'm washing dishes or washing my hands, then it's fine. But like when I'm done doing that thing that I'm not actively doing anymore, I have to dry my hands. Like at work, sometimes I do dishes for work, and I was telling him this the other day. When I dry off a cup, you know how like it's wet, you put it in the dishwasher and you grab the outside of it to dry the outside of it. When I get done drying the outside of it, I have to dry my hand, and then I dry the inside of the cup, and then I dry my hand again to go to the next cup.
It's just inefficient.
I don't know.
Slow
I don't know
and
why.
pointless.
It's not that slow. It's
Because you might as well just dry the whole thing and then dry your hands while you're drying the whole thing.
I can't do it.
Yeah, see, that
I don't know why.
doesn't make sense to me.
That doesn't make sense
That
to
doesn't
me.
make sense to me.
I don't get it either. I don't know. I don't know why that happens.
Okay.
It's weird. It is weird. I don't know.
Interesting. What do I not like? I don't like when people just post overly depressing stuff on social media. Like, if the only thing you post on your story is like pictures of like an anime guy in the rain with like sad music and like nobody understands, like, all right, buddy. All right, buddy.
Look at does it look.
No, not like Jinxie. All right, just like all right.
Oh, okay.
Like,
All right.
I don't know. It's kind of cringe, and yeah. And I posted this. I think I said this on my story a little while ago. I was like, if there are videos that I've seen that are like, oh, the funny jokey guy, but then like they're like what he actually goes through, and it's like, he's like super depressed or whatever. There's like a stereotype of the guy who jokes a lot is actually like mad depressed. The people who will reply to that and say, oh yeah, that's totally me, oh yeah, I relate to that so hard, that I don't like, because the entire point of that stereotype is it's a guy who does not show his emotions, and it's a guy who acts like he's not depressed and doesn't tell anybody he's depressed even though he is. And when you go on there and you reply to that and say, oh yeah, that's so relatable, I'm so depressed, you're not that anymore, because now you've told everybody you're depressed. Like, I don't know. I think people are very attention seeking, and I think being attention seeking with mental health is dumb. If you have a mental health issue that's actually causing you like problems, like if you're suicidal or something, go to a therapist. Like, don't post about it on social media and be like, guys, I'm not okay.
Why did you say it in such an airy voice?
Guys, I'm not okay. I'm actually like depressed. Like, and I mean, if you do have depression and you're like joke about it, that's not like, I don't care. Like, that's fine. That's funny. Whatever.
That's fine. That's funny.
Like, if you actually have like diagnosed depression, I'm not gonna be mad at you for saying that you have diagnosed depression. I mean, maybe if you're trying to like use it as a token to get attention, again, it's like, chill out. But if you're just like making jokes, like that's what depressed people do. That's a coping mechanism. That's fine. That's whatever.
It's fair enough. I think this is kind of obvious, but I'm gonna go in depth with it more. Is people lie, specifically about you, and like try
about
to make
me or about you?
About myself.
Oh,
like when people lie to make themselves feel better, and it's like hindering me, or if it's like something that I did, but they tell it in a way that I didn't, to make themselves be like the hero of the story, or like the person who, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I guess, yeah, that makes sense.
Like, I don't know. I don't know if I can think of an exact example.
People who just like put other people down to make themselves look better.
Yeah, pretty much like that. And when people like, you told me a story about how your boss, and like your boss did something that made you like not as smart as you was in front of the new person.
Oh yeah.
Was there? I hope people do that. That would be really annoying. That hasn't personally happened to me that I can think of, like directly in front of me. Obviously, I'm sure it's happened behind my back, but directly in front of me, I would if that ever happened to me, I'd probably like call them off, or like tell them off is the right word. I'd probably tell them off.
Interesting.
Like if it was anybody really, unless I had like a high respect for them. Like maybe like Bucket don't want to do it, but like for my boss, I probably would. Like if my boss, like how you did, if my boss, maybe not the first time, but if it happened like 2 or 3 times, then I would. But like if my
you
boss,
like tell off your boss?
Yeah, I'd be like, why are you doing that? Why you know that's not the truth. Like if he knows he's lying. Like if he knew, like if it was a story, like a specific instance that happened, and that he knows he's lying about it just to make me look dumber in front of another person, then I would. But if it's like if it can be like misheard or misinterpreted,
Yeah.
as something that didn't happen, he's just seeing it the way that he thought it was,
Mm-hmm.
then it's different. But if it's like an undisputed, not undisputed, like it's like if you know it's a lie,
Yeah.
you know he knows the truth, then I would, yes. If it was
Gotcha.
pretty much anybody,
Makes sense.
because it's like, I don't know, like they shouldn't be doing that. Like, why would you do that? That's rude. Don't do that to me. I don't do that to you. Don't do that to me. Bad man.
Interesting.
And then
Yeah.
I punch him.
I feel like you would you would not do that. First off,
Yeah, you're right.
you wouldn't do that. You'd be too scared.
I would not be too scared.
Have you ever like actually gotten in a fight with somebody?
Yes.
Who was it?
There was this one time I was in karate, and this guy, not a part of karate class,
Okay.
and this guy pushed me up against the wall of the karate, and he was like punching me in the stomach or in the face, or like I
Why?
was blocking it, and I don't know why. And maybe we were playing around. I don't remember exactly, but I know it happened.
Yeah.
And I basically, it's kind of funny. You know, okay, you know, you've seen the whole Real Steel movie, right?
Yeah.
You know how in the when they fought the one robot,
The one robot.
I don't think it was the robot. I was gonna say his name, but I think it was the Indian guy, Zeus.
Yeah.
Where he was doing like this, and he was doing big punches, and he was
Yeah.
punching him. Actually, no, I don't think it was. I think it was a two-headed red guy.
Okay.
Either way, it doesn't matter.
Whatever.
He was doing that, and he had like a hitch in his shoulder where he was like, where he had that opening. I analyzed his way with that,
Yeah.
and I did it in my mind, and I actually did what the movie did. I swooped under his arm,
Yeah.
and I pushed him back against the wall, and I said, "Stop punching me."
Yeah.
I did that once, and then kind of the same thing happened with, I had like another bully at this military camp thing I went to. It was called Cadets, and he was like punching me, kind of like he was like play punching me,
Yeah.
but he'd do it so much. It was like annoying. He would do it so much to where it's like annoying. And one time, he did it to me, and I grabbed his arm, and I said, "Stop hitting me." I looked him dead in the eyes,
Yeah.
and he looked so scared. It was kind of funny.
So
And then I
that's
told
interesting.
on him, and then the person there didn't do anything. And
That's dumb.
And then he got mad at me, and I'm like, "What do you mean?" Got him? I don't know. It was dumb.
Yeah.
It was dumb. But it was funny because him and another kid got in a fight,
Yeah.
and one of the instructors there, they're all military people. So he grabbed him and body slammed him on the ground and pinned him against the floor. It was pretty great.
That's insane.
was pretty
That sounds fun.
It was pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, to watch.
I think that was everything I had on.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing.
I feel like I just don't like people lying in general. I don't know. Like, because you said you don't like people lying to make like themselves look better over you.
Well, I mean, you're lying too, but more specifically.
Yeah. I don't know. What do I not like? I don't like when someone likes something and they try to push it on you even though you say you don't like it. Like like if I don't like for instance, I don't really like the beach that much. It's just whatever. I don't really like going. Or like I don't like the zoo that much. And I don't really like it when I say I don't really care for something or I don't like something and then people try to push it on me and like try to get me to do it anyway. And I'm like, I don't want to. No. I don't know. Like it used to be like when go to the beach, like people would always try to get me to go to the beach and I'm like, I don't want to go to the beach. I don't really like the beach that much. Or like the zoo. Like, I mean, you've done this a little bit.
The zoo's so much fun though.
But like, I don't really care for the zoo.
Fair enough.
I don't enjoy it.
I don't think I'd push that on you.
That's what I'm saying. You didn't really. It wasn't that bad. You were just like, why don't you want to go to the zoo? Which is fine, Like I understand if you like the zoo and I don't like the zoo, you'd be like, why don't you like the zoo? But like your grandma and your mom are always trying to get me to go to the zoo with you guys, and I'm like,
it's so fun. It really is.
I'm like,
for me,
I understand.
I guess for me,
for you, it's fun. Me, I don't care for it.
What part of the zoo do you not like? Like
just the whole thing. It's just like we just go and we look and we're like, wow, look at that animal. It exists. And then we go to another one and we're like, wow, look at that animal that I already knew existed and I've already seen. That's cool. Like, it just doesn't appeal to me. Your grandma thought it was because I had something against putting animals in cages, I think, when I told her that. She was like, it's against your morals. And I was like, no.
No.
I just don't. It's just not my favorite thing. I don't like going to the zoo.
I like the zoo a lot personally, and I grew up at that zoo. There was a time in my life for several months. We went to the zoo like a couple times a month, over and over and over again, and I love it. I still love it so much. I genuinely love it. I've never gotten old of it.
I've been to a lot of different zoos, and I mean, it is kind of cool. Like when you go as a kid, like the first time, and you see animals that you've never seen before. It's kind of cool. But eventually, it's just like
I mean, I get it.
it's whatever.
I love the zoo personally.
And the best part is, you're allowed to love the zoo, and I'm not gonna push not liking the zoo onto you.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
How nice. So, do you want to go to the zoo?
No.
No, but the zoo that I've always grown up at is at the Nashville Zoo, and they have done a lot of renovations since I've been there. They've done bunch of new animals.
Yeah.
It's cool, and this is not the reason I like the zoo, but this is like a side reason. It's cool to be able to see something like that, like build up as you grow up. Like they've added a whole different building that hasn't been there when I first started going till now. They added zip lines. They added. I don't know if they added. I think all was there was like normal animals and food places and stuff. But I think they added a coffee place and the zip lines, and they added this T-Rex thing that you can go to. Not T-Rex, dinosaur thing you can go to in the summer, where you can like walk around this little park and it will spray water at you from the mouths of the dinosaurs and stuff.
Cool.
That I don't think that was there when I first went. They added a bunch of new animals. They added a movie theater in there that you can go and watch like a little 30 to like 15 to 30 minute movie with like interactive seats. So there's stuff in the back of the seats that can poke you, and like stuff under the seat that like split your legs and different scenes.
That's
of the movie.
cool.
And that will spray like water in your face or on you. Mist. I think it's mist. Anyway.
Okay.
What else was there that was specific? Oh, they added a whole like veterinary clinic there that you can like. They have big giant windows. You can see them do surgery and stuff with animals. That wasn't there when first started going. It's cool being a part of something like that. It's cool. They added a whole new parking lot place.
Okay.
That's the side reason I like it. But the other reason I like it is just because I don't know. I like animals. I love animals a lot, and going there is fun. And going there with my grandma and my family and all that stuff is like memory building. It's all fun.
Sure.
And then
I mean, yeah, if you like it, go. I feel like just with people pushing stuff, it's not even just like the zoo. It's not even just like activities. It's also like vegans or whatever who try to make other people vegan. If you want to make the choice to be vegan, don't try to force everybody else to be vegan. Like, there's obviously like the rage baiters online that like intentionally be as annoying as possible and like hold signs up of like cows and be like, this animal died so that you could have a cheeseburger. I'm like,
there's a way you can do it not.
I understand if you're vegan and you have convictions, like you don't want to eat animals, but going up to people and telling them that they're terrible for eating meat is not the way to do it. Like, that's just not it. If you want to like promote veganism, like have like a stand with flyers, give people pamphlets, be like, hey, there's some reading material why you should become vegan. Give it to them for free. Like that is the way to do it. Like, don't get in people's face about it and like, don't go to, don't be that vegan teacher and go to McDonald's and stand in front of them with a ukulele and be like, killing animals is wrong, McDonald's. Like, like, what are we doing out here?
It's hilarious. I think I can also add on to that and be like, when people try to push like vaping and stuff on you, and like drinking
again,
and
just stuff you don't want to do. Yeah, trying to peer pressure you to drink.
Peer pressure is crazy.
Gross.
I don't think I've ever had anybody peer pressure me to vape. They've asked me questions before. They're like, why don't you vape or drink? Like,
well, a lot of times peer pressure.
They don't get that I'm a Christian.
A lot of times peer pressure is not people telling you to do something. Sometimes it is, and I feel like it's often, or not often. A lot of times it's like more strong when people are literally like in your face telling you. But oftentimes it's just like being in a group where everybody's doing that and you're not doing it and you feel out of place, and that like tricks your mind and makes you want to do it.
I don't personally feel
that's probably because you don't go into a lot of, parties where people are drinking all the time.
No, I meant I didn't mean parties. There's people, everybody around my life smokes or vapes or drinks.
Yeah, but you probably don't go drinking with them where you're not drinking and everybody else around you is drinking.
Not necessarily.
Like I used to hang out with people who would drink every time we hung out, and they would get drunk every time we hung out. Like, and obviously I'm 19. I'm not old enough to drink. I'm not going to drink. But like, You do feel the peer pressure when everybody in the group is doing something and you're not doing it. Even though I wasn't going to drink, there is still peer pressure there just from like the group mentality.
Enough, I guess. I don't know.
But I don't fault people for just doing something that they enjoy. Like if I'm gonna go hang out with people that drink, I'm not gonna ask them not to drink because it's gonna peer pressure me or whatever. I should be able to handle my own self. But if people are like offering me drinks and trying to get me to drink after I've told them I don't want to drink, then it's different. But
fair enough.
Yeah.
It's another thing I don't like.
Having a clean bedroom.
Oh, I hate having a clean bedroom. Oh, it sucks so much. That's why it's so dirty.
I can tell. Yeah.
I don't know how it keeps happening. It's like the going. Next thing.
Are you good?
Frick. I forgot everything that I was gonna say.
Oh, I forgot what you were gonna say.
You do one and I'll think of one.
Oh, okay. I don't like. What?
It's not like I asked you to do one, but I think of one. Now we're just sitting both thinking.
No, I'm just trying to think because I was gonna say a food one, but I feel like that's like so shallow.
I mean, I don't know. I
don't like mushrooms.
A lot of people like mushrooms. I don't like mushrooms either.
A lot of people do like mushrooms. I don't. Actually,
there's a lot of food that I don't like. I don't like ranch. I don't like spice.
This guy has so many different foods that he doesn't like. I have like 3 that I don't like.
I have a lot of foods I don't like. And it's not that necessarily I'm a picky eater. I just don't. There's
He's kind of a picky eater.
I mean, necessarily, but like if somebody gives me something, I don't know. It just depends. Like if there's like an event and there's like nothing to, I don't know. I guess it just depends. There's a lot of things that I don't like to eat. But I'm not like a picky eater. Like if somebody's here's some free food, I'm not gonna be like, there's a tomato on that. I'm not gonna eat it. It's touched everything else. Like I'll take the tomato off and eat it. I'm not like a dead picky eater. Does that make sense? Is that the same thing? I don't know.
I think there are certain things that you just refuse to eat, and there's a lot of them.
There is. I don't like tomatoes, but a lot of these I've tried. There's a lot of these I've tried. I've tried tomatoes. I just don't like.
Well, you can try something and not like it, and not be a picky eater. But I think it's the amount of things that you won't eat that makes you a picky eater.
There's a lot of stuff that I've tried that I don't like.
Yeah, that makes you a picky eater.
What? No, you just said if you try something and I just don't like
it. I said you can try things and not like them and not be a picky eater. But if there is a lot of stuff that you don't like a lot of foods that you don't like, that makes you a picky eater just because you don't eat. Like there's a lot of foods you don't like that you won't eat.
Fair enough. I don't like tomatoes, like especially raw tomatoes, like pizza sauce, ketchup. If tomatoes are in like salsa or something like that, that's fine. I'll eat that. But like raw tomatoes, don't like those. I don't like pickles. I don't like spicy stuff. I don't like ranch. I don't like Chick-fil-A sauce. I don't like how am I blanking on everything? Is that everything I don't like?
You like
no,
mayonnaise,
I don't like mayonnaise. I don't like sour cream. I don't like mustard. I don't like lettuce. Lettuce is okay, but I wouldn't get it.
Do you like vegetables in general?
There's some vegetables I like corn. I like green beans if they're cooked right. I like beans, like pinto beans, black beans. Those are vegetables, right?
None of those were vegetables.
How is that not a vegetable? It grows from the ground.
What does?
Beans, right?
Beans are legumes. They're not vegetables.
Okay. Potatoes are vegetables.
Potatoes are tubers. They're roots.
What the frick?
Vegetables don't exist, by the way.
That's a hot take.
That's not a hot take.
How do they not exist?
Name me any vegetable and I'll prove to you it's not
Carrot.
a vegetable. It's a root. It's a tuber.
Tomatoes.
Those are berries. It's a fruit.
How is that a fruit?
Because it's a berry. It has seeds inside it.
Corn.
I actually don't know exactly what that is, but it's not a vegetable.
Kernels.
It's like a grain.
Lettuce.
Lettuce is a leaf. Not a
It's
vegetable.
still a vegetable.
It's not a vegetable. It's a leaf.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like carrots. There's a lot of stuff I don't like. That's pretty much it. There's a lot of foods I don't like. A lot of like think of me. I have like a little kid palate.
Yeah, that's
That's a way to put it.
I have a good one.
there's some stuff that I like that little kids don't do. Like, never mind. What?
I don't like when people try to criticize you a lot with stuff that they have no experience in.
I got something too.
Like,
Yeah.
like, I like helpful critique, especially from people who aren't very experienced in certain things. Like when I write and I have people read it that don't write, I value their opinions because most people don't know how to write. Like, most people don't, like, most people are not authors, you know, and I value people who just read. I value their information because it helps me know what people who don't necessarily write and know the writing process will say.
Fair enough.
I also value, stuff from writers as well, and I might value that even more because they actually have experience. But what I don't like is when someone who has less experience than me or has no experience tries to act like they have more experience than I do in that subject, and they have nothing to show for it. Like if someone was like telling me that my writing was bad, and I'm like, really? Do you write? And they're like, no, I just know it's bad. I'm like, what's bad about it?
Has
And
this
they're
happened
like,
to you specifically?
I don't think this has happened to me, but maybe not in writing. I'm just using writing as an example.
Fair
Like
enough.
if someone says your writing's bad, and I'm like, okay, what's bad about it? And they're like, I don't know, it's just bad. And I'm like, do you write? And they're like, no. And I'm like, so how do you know it's bad? And you can't even tell me what's bad about it. It's like that's useless. Just there's nothing helpful about that. Um, or like I've made like animations for people, and they're like don't like it, and they're like, and then they ask me to change stuff about it. They're like, can you just make it better? And I'm like, I don't understand what you mean when you say better. Like, I don't know. Like, there have been people who go on, like, I'm on a Minecraft animation Discord server. There are people who join that server and will be like, can you make an animation for me? And I don't do this anymore, but when I first joined, I was more, like, open to it. And I was like, sure, I'll make an animation. Just a short one. And then I would, like, make it for them, and they would be like, can you make it better? Can you make it cooler? Can you make it, like, more awesome? And I'm like... And they obviously don't know how to make a Minecraft animation because they just joined the server trying to get someone to make one for them. And it's like... I don't know.
Makes sense.
It's I guess like just people who offer criticism that isn't helpful, and they also don't have any experience in what they're criticizing you for. Like, you don't necessarily have to be a published author to give me experience on my advice on my writing, but you should at least like know what you're doing and have done some writing, because if someone tells me to do something differently and I like look at the advice and I'm like, that's the exact opposite of what I need to do, and it's just blatantly wrong, I'm gonna disregard your advice, because you don't know what you're talking about, basically.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't like when people, like, I don't like when people try to tell you that what you're doing as a Christian is wrong, but they're doing the same thing. Like, I had this specific, like, there's a Bible verse that backs this up. It's Matthew something, I don't remember where it is, but like, it's basically saying something about hypocrites.
Matthew 15:8-9.
I don't know, what is it?
Wait, no, I was just reading that from there.
Oh,
Is this
no.
the one where it
It's not
says pull the pull the log out of your own eye before you try to inspect the speck in your brother's eye, or
Pretty
something?
much, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, don't try to take the speck out of your brother's eye when you don't see the log in your own eye.
Yeah.
They're like, when people like, there's a specific instance. I was at work, and me and my coworker were joking around, and she was like, "Cut this cucumber," and I said, "No, cut your own gosh dang cucumber." And
Dang.
we were joking,
Okay.
and she looked at me and she's like, "Ooh, don't say that." And I'm like, "Why?" And she said, "You're using the Lord's name in vain." And I said, "No, I'm not." I said, "Gosh dang." She said, "I still don't like it," and walked away. But she cusses and smokes and cheats and does everything else. I'm not saying she's a bad person.
Yeah.
I'm just saying for her to criticize me saying gosh dang, which is completely acceptable in Christian.
Most Christians would
Most
say,
Christian.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
I mean, it's
saying
obviously
anything
there's some
bad.
people I think for a while my parents didn't want us to say gosh.
I get it. Mostly it's fully acceptable because for everybody that I know that's a Christian, and she's like, "I don't say that," and it's like, how can you tell me to just say something like that when you're doing way worse than I am?
Yeah, I feel like that also kind of fits in with mine, where it's like people offering criticism
Yeah.
when they're like, not like, I don't know what the exact term it is. It's not like
they haven't done it themselves. Like
there's a term for it, like shouting from something.
shouting from the rooftops.
No, that's different. I don't know. I don't know what the term
from
for
the
it is.
mountaintops.
No. Like backseat driving or like screaming from the sidelines or something. Like they're not actually. I don't know. I think criticism is good, and like obviously there are people who critique movies for a living, and they don't make movies, right? But then also you see like the audience reviews versus critic reviews, and sometimes they're so completely different. And it's like the critics were obviously wrong because the audience enjoys it and the critics hate it. And it's like, I
don't know.
But yeah, what else do you not like?
I guess this is kind of, it's not weird. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like explaining myself.
That sounds like a you problem.
I don't know why.
That sounds like a
but
you
it's
problem.
It's not like.
Sounds like you don't like communicating.
No, it's not that. It's not that I don't like to. It's just like, it's like I don't know. It makes me mad for some reason. Like there's a specific reason.
What?
Specific thing.
Okay.
If I'm like mad, right? This the other day, my dog ran outside, and I was trying to get the collar. I was trying to make him come inside because there was somebody down there. I didn't want to run over there, and I tried to grab him, but he ran away. And I was trying to get the collar thingy, and the collar thing was dead, so I couldn't do anything. So he just ran away. I was like, dang it! And I was mad. And I came to the door, I shut the door, walked away. My mom was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "What's wrong?" or something like that. And I said nothing because it's like it takes too long for me to explain all that stuff, and I'm already mad. Than just to be like, nothing's wrong, and keep going with it.
So it's not necessarily, it's not exactly explaining things in general, because you probably, if you were not in a bad mood, you'd probably explain yourself with whatever. It's just like when you're mad.
But it's like not even that. Like I don't know. I think when people ask me, I think it's more when people ask me something. People ask me about this thing, I don't want to explain it. And like, it's kind of like that dilemma where, I don't know if you deal with this or not, but I know a lot of people do. Where it's like you're going to wash the dishes and your parent says go wash the dishes as you're going to wash the dishes. Now you don't wash the dishes anymore. It's like I'm going to do it, but you already told me to do it. Now it's like annoying. Or it's like you're doing something on your own will, and then while you're doing it on their own will, they are like do the same thing that you're already doing. Does that ever happen to you? You don't feel that way?
I guess, but if they tell me that, I'm like, hey, I'm already going to do it, and it's fine.
I mean, normally it is. I mean, that is. I'll just say that. But like, it's still like I don't know. It's kind of
like go wash the dishes. I am. I'm on my way. Okay.
I don't know. I know. I've seen a lot of TikToks. A bunch of TikToks where people are act the same way and have that like same type of dilemma. I don't know what it is, but there's like I don't know. There's this thing that like don't like me explaining things. And maybe it's because I don't like explaining things. I can't explain things. I can't explain them good. So like when I try to explain them, it just comes off as not good, so then I have to explain it again. Yeah. And it doesn't make sense. So it's like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm not good at explaining things. Or
I don't know.
I don't know what it
I
is.
feel like that's like a specific instance of like, because like
there's a lot of times
if something if something happened that wasn't that bad and your mom was like, what happened? You wouldn't be like, ugh, nothing. You'd probably just be like, freaking drop trash everywhere or whatever. I don't know what you did. Like, and whatever. But it's just like that specific type of scenario, I guess.
There's more though. There was one time I got pulled over for not having my brake lights, and I didn't tell anybody but you, because I didn't want to explain it to my dad. I think it's another reason is like my parents asked too many things, like specifically for that specific thing. I only told you because I know you're gonna be like, okay. I just told you because why not?
Yeah.
It's kind of more like a funny story, like, oh, you got pulled over this.
Yeah.
It was funny because he whipped around. Anyway, I didn't tell my dad because I knew that he was gonna lengthen on so much. I was gonna have to sit there and like do a whole elaborate of what happened and how it happened and why it happened.
I gotcha.
And when I did tell him, because you mentioned it in front of him, which I'm not mad. It was just whatever.
Yeah.
He was like, "What? You got pulled over? Why?" And I was like, "I got pulled up for brake lights." And he was like, "When?" "The other day." Were you driving fast? Brake lights. Where were you at? Square. And it's just like
That makes sense.
he asked so many things when it could just be like, why'd you get pulled over? I got pulled over brake lights. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. And then end it. But like my parents, I don't know if it's anybody else's parents, but I'm sure it has to be. There's 8 billion people in this world. Anyway,
Yeah.
my parents, like when I explain something to them, they like it feels like they want to know every little thing about it. And it's like annoying. So I don't tell people things, especially my parents, because they're gonna lengthen it on so much, and I'm gonna have to like explain it in detail, and it's a whole thing. When I just want to be like, I got pulled over because this happened.
That makes
No
sense.
ticket. It's fine.
No ticket's fine. Yeah.
I even done that before. I've tried that before because I don't want to be like so sheltered. And I've had girlfriends before, obviously.
Yeah.
And I've explained to them, and I've had conversations about them and like stuff like that. It's not like a communication issue. Like I don't like. It's not like I can't communicate or like I'll suffer a relationship because I can't communicate. It's not that I can't. It's just that like
sometimes you just don't want to have the rigmarole of it.
I don't know what that means, but yes.
Like go through like the 9 yards.
Yeah, I don't want to go through the whole thing and be like, ugh, it's just annoying. Especially like when I wrecked the first time, I had to tell every single person, everybody that I came into.
Yeah.
And it's just like, bro.
I feel like
that's annoying.
I used to be like that, but I've gotten used to just like telling people. I mean, it does get annoying when you have to tell everybody the same thing. Like, my computer got hacked a while ago, and it was just like, it was so stupid because it was completely my fault. Like I should have not. Whatever. Like my computer got hacked, and it was basically my fault.
He's fine though. Peter's fine. He's a wizard. He can do it back.
No,
he hacked him back and stole his IP. Not really. I'm kidding.
You okay?
Cop watches. We gotta be careful as a cop that watches.
There's another. I've got another one just from that. Now you got me losing my train of thought. I don't like when people make me lose my train of thought. No.
Talking about how you're getting hacked.
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember why I was talking about getting hacked.
Because you don't like explaining stuff to people.
Oh yeah, I had to tell everybody that I got hacked, and it wasn't really that bad, honestly. I just told people. I was like, I got hacked. That was crazy. And it was like stupid, but I felt like it was almost like a story I could tell people and be like, interesting thing happened to me. Got hacked. Yeah. I mean, I'm fine now, but like, it was stupid. But yeah, I don't know.
Fair enough. You were gonna say something else?
Yeah. What I was gonna say. Let me just go with the first one. I don't like when people like overestimate and over brag my abilities, especially to other people.
Fair enough.
Like when I'm just like there and someone's like, "Oh, James, he's so good with computers, he can hack NASA." Like, no, I can't. I can't hack NASA. But then like people say that about me, and then I feel like I have to meet these expectations that are unrealistic, if that makes sense. Like, I just mess around on computers. And sometimes people act not like just you and not just like your mom, but like people who know me. Sometimes I'll like tell people that I'm better with computers than I am, and then I feel like I have to, meet that expectation. Like, just because I helped my old next door neighbor turn her cell phone data on her phone because her text messages weren't working doesn't mean that I know how to fix a phone like from scratch. Like, that did happen. The neighbor across the street from us, her phone was not working. She could not get the texts working at all, and so she had me come over and take a look at it. And I was like, okay. And I came over, and her cell phone data was just turned off. Like, her cell service was turned off.
She tried to give you money.
She did. She tried to give me like,
$100.
I think it was like $40,
That's insane.
maybe 60. And I was like, no.
No.
And I was like, here, get a notebook. And she was like, okay, get a notepad. And I was like, all right. And I basically gave her like step-by-step instructions to like write down on how to like turn her data on, because it was like, it sucks that people who did not grow up with technology do not know how to use it, and they're vulnerable and able to be taken advantage of. And the fact that she could accidentally turn her data off and then not know how to turn it back on, and like go to a tech professional and try to pay him to fix her phone, and it just be that, and the tech professional would totally charge her for it, is so stupid. Some wouldn't, but some would. And it's like, I don't know.
I agree.
That's dumb to me. But the the second thing, the thing I was originally going to say was, I don't like when people with authority like overuse it.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know, it makes me feel like they don't deserve authority in the first place. And I mean, this might come back on me like in a weird way, but like, growing up, I would always get mad at my dad because he would tell me to do things that were like so pointless, and it felt to me like he was just like telling me to do stuff because he could, and like just because he wanted to, not because, like, I specifically remember a couple instances where like there's like the trash can is empty and the trash bags are sitting on the counter, and my dad is standing right between the trash can and the trash bags, and the trash was just taken out by like one of my other siblings, and it's empty, and they left or whatever, and my dad looks at me, and I'm sitting over here across the room like eating my dinner or something, and he's like, hey, can you put the trash bag in the trash can, when he's standing right there and he could just do it. And it's like, why are you asking me to do something that, like, I'm obviously sitting here eating and you're just standing there doing nothing, and you could do it in 2 seconds, but you tell me to do it intentionally.
Fair enough.
And it's not obviously just my dad, but like people in general who do that, I'm like, don't, like, it's like when people say like the people who are best suited to authority are the people who have it thrust upon them. I think that's from like Harry Potter or something, but like it's a good quote. It's like the people who are best suited for authority are the people who don't go looking for it. People who go try to be an authority are like, the worst of them are like cult leaders,
I get that, but sometimes not. Sometimes, like, you go to the military, like when you get done with your military training, you are a sergeant. And like I guess it's not necessarily looking.
But like
for
again, even like sergeants who just like are stupid with their authority.
I agree.
Like I understand
like
you served in the military and you thank you for your service and all that. But like people who think that just because they're in the military they're like a better human being than everybody else, and that everybody else should look up to them and they can look down on everybody else. No, that's stupid. Like, you go to the military to serve your country. You don't go to the military to be in charge of other people.
Yeah. I like what you said about how people who look for authority is the worst.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's not necessarily true, because you can, like, I don't know. I guess it depends the way you look at it.
It's for the sake of authority, because you can look for a position of authority like in government because you want to help the country or you want to help your community or whatever, and not because you just want to be able to order people around.
Yeah.
Like people in HOAs, bro. Oh my gosh, they're so. Not everybody in an HOA is annoying. I'm just throwing that out there. But people in some HOAs are so like power hungry and like authority loving, and they just will like try to fine you for the littlest things just because they want to assert dominance. And
What's
it's like
HOA?
Homeowners Association. You don't know what an HOA is?
You just said it.
It's a dumb thing where not always dumb. Basically, there's neighborhoods and there's a homeowners association in certain neighborhoods that basically there's rules that everybody in the neighborhood has to follow because they live there. And those rules will be like, you have to keep your grass cut, and you have to like not have any dirty trash in your yard and stuff like that. And the purpose of it is to keep the neighborhood clean. But a lot of times the fact that you can't get out of the HOA. When you move into a neighborhood with an HOA, you can't just decide, even though I'm buying this property, I don't want to follow the rules of the HOA. You have to follow those rules or they're going to fine you, and they can like sue you over it. It's stupid.
That is kind of crazy.
But the purpose of it is to keep the neighborhood clean and keep it looking nice. And sometimes it does, but then you get some people in the HOA who just love being on the HOA, and they love being able to look at someone's house and be like, your flower beds are the wrong color. That's actually against our policy, so $100 fine. Like, there's so many horror stories of that, and it's so stupid. And I'm like, why? Like, HOA should just be, keep your lawn clean. Don't throw trash on your yard, mow your grass. That's like, not only that, but like stuff like that keeps the neighborhood clean, not dumb little technicalities. I don't know.
Your house, you can't paint your house anymore.
Yeah, like they'll tell you can't paint your house certain colors. Like, you can only paint it specific colors.
Well, my house
because
bright
they
pink.
want all the houses to like fit with each other.
I want I want to draw a giant smiley face in my yard with the grass.
Some HOAs would not allow that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enough. That's sad. I feel like if you're paying for something, you should be able to do whatever you want to with that.
They can just
if you already
sue
bought
you.
it. I can understand HOAs if you're renting somewhere, but like if you have bought a house and it's fully yours and you're not paying for it anymore,
It's
you
just
should be able to do anything you want.
it's just when you move in, it's like a form of small government that is like so unregulated sometimes. It's dumb.
Fair enough. I don't like when people get so mad so fast. Like,
Just people who are quick to
people
get
who
mad.
just go, from people who go from like 100 to 0, like instantly.
0 to 100, but yeah.
Yeah, wait, what did I say?
100 to 0.
Oh yeah, hate that. What he just did when he went,
I'm chilling now.
hate that. No, when people go like 0 to 100 for like no reason, it's really annoying.
I get mad when I see internet videos of people doing that. Like I'll see a TikTok of someone who just gets mad for no reason, and I'm like,
I watched a
why are you mad?
I watched a TikTok today, or it was an Instagram or something, and this guy, who's a DoorDash guy, he went and he got his food and he was walking out and he put his drink in his little pouch thing and it fell and the drink fell.
Yeah.
And he had to get a new drink, so he walked up in front of the line. There's his, you know how some restaurants have that little DoorDash place where they just put food up there and you take it and walk.
Yeah.
He was standing in front of that, like out of the way. Like specifically, he said it in his voiceover. He was standing out of the way so people could walk through because all I needed was a drink.
Yeah.
Go up there. Can I get a new Sprite, please? Sure. Literally it.
Yeah.
4 seconds. And he walked in front of this guy, and this guy got instantly mad. It was like a Karen.
Yeah.
And he walked back in front of him and stood like right in front of him, like right in the way.
Yeah.
And he was like, and then he was like in the video, he went like, kind of like, why'd you do that type of thing. He
Yeah.
didn't say anything, but I guess it doesn't matter. Those little minor details. But he walked in front to where the drink cooler is. You know how, and specifically, a lot of places, they have like, you have the counter. Specifically, I'm gonna use Chick-fil-A's thing because it was Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
But you know how you walk into Chick-fil-A and you have like the thing, and then you have like a little drink fountain. Like the drink fountain is not for you. It's for they get your drink, give it to you, but it's there.
Yeah.
He was standing. He went in front of where that was to get his drink, and the guy says, "This butthole thinks he can just walk in front of us." And he was like, "Oh, I'm just trying to get my drink. I dropped it." He's like, "I don't care. I was in front of you," and something like that. He got a whole mad thing, and this guy ended up fighting him. This guy
What?
ended up getting in his face and was like, "Ooh, you think? Oh, what if I don't punch you in the face right now?" And he says, "You're gonna punch me in the face." He's gonna punch me. Yeah, I'll punch you in the face. You get in front of me, blah blah. And then he sees the camera and he's like, if I would punch you in the face, and he backs up. And then he's like,
oh my gosh.
So then, yeah, he's trying to get his drink or whatever. He looks back away, and he notices that he's coming towards him again. So he looks back at him, and they do like a whole other altercation thing. He's like, take that camera off, little boy. Take that camera off, little boy. He says it literally 7 times. And then he steps back again, and then he gets mad at him again and like puts him in a chokehold thing.
Bro.
And then like the guy pushes his thumb in his eye. Not the guy who was attacking him, but the guy who was the victim, I guess. Yeah. The guy who's just trying to get the drink. So he like put pressure on his eye to get him backed off, and he backed off.
Yeah.
And this big guy got in front of him, and it's like a whole thing. It was crazy. And it's like people who just get so quick like that. It's like I can understand if you're getting, I can understand if you're easy to get mad, and like you get mad and you're like, whatever, like you have anger issues or whatever. That's fine, but you don't need to take it out on other people.
Yeah.
Like, you can be mad to yourself. There's a lot of times where there's a lot of little things that get me mad really easily, but I don't like. I guess I don't try to. Sometimes I'll brush people off. So I'm like, I was talking about earlier, if I'm mad at them, I'll just be like, oh, whatever. But like, I try my best not to like, you know how like parents will get mad at one kid and they're automatically mad at the other just because they're mad at that one.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to do that. Obviously, I don't have kids.
I gotcha.
People. But I don't think. Yeah, it's just crazy how people can get so mad so quick over the littlest things.
Some people just have no like self-control over it.
That just don't serve any purpose. Like there was no reason for him to get that mad over that tiny thing.
People can just be dumb sometimes.
For real, dude. I hate dumb people. No.
I hate dumb people. That's my least
I hate
favorite
ducks.
type of person.
Ducks are stupid.
Ducks? What's wrong? Wow. We literally name our podcast Quack Zone.
I hate ducks so much. Yeah, I do like that one guy. Watched a video today, and this guy did like he thought he was Spider-Man,
No,
and he got on.
why did you throw me? Ouch! Ow! No! No! Ow! 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 Motherfucker! Motherfucker! You wanna fight? Motherfucker! Motherfucker! You a squishmallow? Motherfucker! You look at what? Motherfucker!
What's up, Doc? Ah!
Motherfucker! That kid got you were a little bit too disquacted to be fighting correctly. That was a bad pun.
I was biting your beak.
Boy, are you kissing me? That's gay.
Boop, 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 boop. Oh.
Yeah, how you like when a duck throws pregnant belly on your face? Anyway.
I hate when people use my stuffed animals as weapons for each other. Like when people like take like my duck or my Bucky's guy, and they like make like weird sounds and like make them fight. I really don't like that.
Well, I do.
I'm shocked I got that far without making a laugh. You have anything else?
And not really. Other than I don't like it when people mess with my younger siblings. I'm very protective of my younger siblings.
Yes. Oh yes, that's funny. What about your older sibling?
That's like the one way that anybody will make my blood boil is like messing with my younger siblings.
What about Olivia?
Olivia? Well, yeah, her too. But like specifically my younger siblings, because Olivia's an adult. She can take care of herself for the most part. But like, yeah, if someone's messing with Olivia, I'm gonna step in and protect her. But like,
Rick, that really hurt.
what do you do?
You pushed my nail. I guess I did. I guess we did. I guess. Where did my screen go?
It's a group effort. Anyway.
It was a group effort. Found it.
Anyway.
What was I gonna say? I forgot. Oh, how cute. The thud.
I hope that got picked up on the mic.
Just like a bass. What was I actually gonna say?
I don't know.
I don't remember either.
Pretty much. You got anything else?
I did. Animal cruelty.
Oh, that sucks.
Ugh.
I feel like everybody should hate animal cruelty.
I agree. But the people who don't hate it do it.
Yeah, true. The people who don't hate it do it.
Yeah,
That's true.
Pretty much for anything. But like people who I don't even know. Like I don't even like shot collars. I wish I didn't have to put a shot collar on my dog, but the only reason I do, I use it to vibrate mostly.
Using a shot collar on your dog is not animal cruelty.
I don't think it's animal cruelty, but I don't like it.
That's valid.
It's annoying because it's like I wish I didn't have to.
Well, if you had trained your dog, you wouldn't have to.
I've tried everything else.
By the way, he does need like a haircut so because the hair doesn't let the shot collar actually like connect with his skin and all.
It vibrates, so.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop him from doing anything.
Yeah, it does.
No.
It does.
It totally does not.
It does.
I've done it multiple times and he just doesn't care.
He probably was dead.
It weirded him out. No, I heard it vibrating. It weirded him out the first time when we originally started using it because he was like, what the heck? But I think he got used to it.
I don't think he got used to it. I used it the other day and he freaked out and got off the couch. Anyway,
Makes sense.
but I don't like that. Like animal cruelty at all. Like I don't like people like abuse their dogs or like don't feed them enough or punch them or hit them or anything like that. There was this one guy. I was next to a neighbor that I actually called the cops on because he was abusing his dog. I don't stand for it at all. Like if I see it happen, I will say something about it. Even people cruelty. Like if somebody was getting bullied in front of me, I would stop. Unless he's like a big giant dude with like guns.
Then you probably call the cops.
I would do something. Like if I was seeing somebody get bullied, I wouldn't just not. Unless I was the one doing the bullying.
Unless you're the one doing the bullying. Yeah, or unless you're the bully.
Or if it's like lighthearted bullying, like something that like how you're doing like the baby thing.
Yeah.
Like, that was kind of annoying, and he probably should have done it. But it wasn't harming him.
Yeah.
Like we weren't physically like hurting him or like something like that. But if it was like I don't know, if I was like walking down the street or like if I was like in an actual school and somebody was bullying somebody, I would say something or do something. Especially the same thing with animals. Anyway, there's this guy in the backyard the guy at our old house, and in his backyard he had a dog, and we saw him going back there, and he was like beating the dog with the belt as he was tied to a chain. He was just beating the dog, and me and my mom called the cops on him. I don't know what happened, but like that, it's just like
Dang, yeah, that sucks.
I just don't understand how you can do that. It doesn't make any sense to me.
People get messed up.
Like, I can understand if you get mad really quick and you like push your dog off or like hit him to stop doing something. Or like it's an emergency and you have to hit him to stop.
Yeah.
Before he rips a limb off, like that's different. But like if you're just hitting your dog just to hit your dog because he's just stopped barking or something.
Yeah.
Like why you shouldn't have a dog. Like if you're going to abuse your dog, you shouldn't have a dog. If you're going to abuse any animal, you shouldn't have it.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
It's a very true statement. Do you have anything else?
I don't really have anything else either. It was a good episode. 1 hour almost.
It was pretty perfect. I'm probably not gonna edit it except for the beginning because I got crap to do. Got a lot of stuff to do. Hopefully it's good, but I think it's gonna be great. Oh yeah, speaking of the editing thing, the last episode I edited a bunch to put a bunch of stuff on the screen and zoomed in and stuff. I probably will be continuing to do that. I just can't do it this episode because me and my dad are gonna watch a movie tonight, and I'm cooking tenders and I'm cooking.
And it's like Saturday as of us recording this. So
we
have to release it tonight.
We have to release it tonight. And yesterday, we didn't record yesterday because I got home at like 11:30 last night because I worked nights. Yeah. And he forgot as well, and it was too late to do it. I didn't want to do it anyway. Yeah. So I will probably be doing the editing thing again because it's funny and I like it. Yeah. Muffin. Muffin. The muffin one was my favorite. Anyway, I will be continuing doing that. I just can't do this episode because it's Saturday already. But the ending question. What's the ending? Tell us something that you don't like. Yep. Whether it's something that you have like sensory type thing or something that somebody does to you. Yep. Yeah. And goodbye.
All right. Yep.